Hey Boo Buddies, Anya here, and I thought today we would talk about materials and tools for our creative process, specifically our writing process, and what you need to be successful in your creative process. And while I talk about my beliefs on that subject, you can have some visual stimulation and watch me attempt to do a ink painting with Boo fishing for squid. And yeah, I've always wanted to do a painting like this. They are one of my favorite styles of ink painting, and I've never attempted one. So to start, we are going to need some ink and something to put the ink on, usually in the form of paper, and we're going to need something to direct the ink with, which will be either a dip pen or a brush in this case. And the reason is because it's what I have and it's what I want to try, and I have cheap Schleppo ink, and I have discount Schleppo paper, and I have discount Schleppo dip nibs for my pen, and I've got a standard brush that I found on sale. So am I going to be successful in my creative attempts? And the answer is, who knows? So when it comes to supplies, especially in writing, I get really frustrated when people start going on the supplies and tools and software and whatnot that they need for their writing career, because the reality is what works for someone might not be the right tool for you, even if everything else lines up, even if it's the same genre, even if it's the same target audience, even if it's the same kind of style of process and writing. The tools that one person uses might not be right for you, and you got to just figure out which tool works best for you, which software works best for you. I use the bare bones in my writing. I use what is affordable. I use what's available. I use what costs me little to nothing to do, because at the end of the day, what you have is what you use, and you don't need to go and get expensive things to do well. If anything, I actually prefer to learn and develop my skills with crappy tools. And then as I'm going along doing the thing, I learn quickly what I love and hate about the crappy tools, and then I know what to look for when I start getting less crappy tools and less crappy softwares and less crappy, and finally moving up to the fancy dancy craziness and going, oh, well, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I don't want. I know what I'm missing with that. And the thing about it is I don't really want the tools to be the reason I'm successful. I want my skills to be the reason that I'm successful. So when it comes to which writing softwares do you use to plot out your story, and which softwares do you use to format your story, don't worry so much. Like, it's good to have the options and keep asking the questions to go, like, what are the options, and make a list and do your research and figure out what the pros and cons of using things are and what's going to work for you. But don't just go out and get something because it's expensive or because so-and-so uses it and so-and-so says this is the only way. Anyone who says that you have to have certain something is not to be trusted, and don't listen to that. One of the reasons I wanted to explore ink painting is because there is no wrong tool to use when you are painting with ink. There's only the one that gets the job that you want done, that gets the effect you want. And you play and you experiment and you try, and then you go forward with your process of what you have. I mean, use a broken stick, use a dip pen, use a brush, use a paper towel. I think the best thing to do is not worry so much about having the right tools and focus more on building the skills and learning to use with what you have, And as things become available, you'll know better what you're looking for. And I think that will be a better use of time and money. I hope you all found some inspiration in this video. I think this painting came out pretty well, and I will see you in the next one, Boo Buddies.